Click in the top right corner for the full audiobook. Chapter 7. Success depends on well-concentrated efforts. The successful lives are the concentrated lives. The utterly helpless multitude that sooner or later have to be cared for by charity are those that were never able to concentrate and who have become the victims of negative ideas. Concentration means success because you are better able to govern yourself and centralize your mind. You become more in earnest in what you do, and this almost invariably improves your chances for success. He who does not rule himself is not a success. The person that can direct his energies and hold them at work in a concentrated manner controls his every work and act and thereby gains power to control others. He can make his every move serve a useful end and every thought a noble purpose. When you can control yourself, you can control others. You can develop a will that will make you a giant compared with a man that lacks willpower. Try out your willpower in different ways until you have it under such control that just as soon as you decide to do a thing, you go ahead and do it. When you learn how to concentrate and reinforce your thought, you control your mental creations. They in turn help to mold your physical environment, and you become the master of circumstances and the ruler of your kingdom. Success depends on well-concentrated efforts. You must use every mental force you can master. The more these are used, the more they increase. Therefore, the more you accomplish today, the more force you will have at your disposal with which to solve your problems tomorrow. By attending to each day's work properly, you develop the capacity to do a greater work tomorrow. It is this gradual development that makes possible the carrying out of big plans. Tackle everything with a feeling that you will utilize all the power within you to make it a success. This is the kind of concentrated effort that succeeds. Never think of the ways in which weak or sickly people do things, always think of the way strong people do things. Spend your leisure time in thinking about the strong way until you have a good conception of it, and always think of yourself in connection with the strong way of doing things. A man who thinks energy manifests energy. The man who thinks courage manifests courage. The man who thinks, I can and I will gets there, while the I can't man gets left. You know that to be true. Now, what causes the difference? Thought. Just plain thought. But why? Just because it cannot help itself. Action follows as the natural result of vigorous thinking. You think in earnest, and action does the rest. Thought is the greatest thing in the world. To succeed in business, believe that it will be successful, assert that it is successful, and work like a beaver to make it so. Difficulties soon melt away before the courageous. One man of courage can fire with his spirit a whole army of men, whether it be military or industrial, because courage, like cowardice, is contagious. You first clearly picture what is wanted, and then you concentrate on getting it. Have absolute faith that your desires will be realized. Believe that it will, according to your belief, be fulfilled. Never, at this time, attempt to analyze the belief. You don't care anything about the whys and wherefores. You want to gain the thing you desire, and if you concentrate on it in the right way, you will get it. A caution. Never think you will not succeed, but picture what is wanted as already yours, and yours it surely will be. Hold the ideal in mind until your vision has been made real. Give no thought to anything that has no place in the absolute. We can only see what already exists in the objective world, but what we visualize already exists in the spiritual world, and this visualization is the substance of what will one day appear in the objective world if we are faithful to our ideal. Never let another's opinion affect you. He cannot tell what you are able to do. He does not know what you can do with your forces. Others have power only according to the power you give them. In everything, never allow yourself to be attached. To be attached means to be powerless because what you attach yourself to, you give your power to it. When you look to outside sources to bring you fulfillment, you are giving your power away. When you are looking to something outside yourself for power and happiness, you are making something other than your true self your source. You may think that you don't have power in some areas of life, whether be it with people or situations, but you can have power in every area and every level. You just have to use it differently. A man is no stronger than his weakest point, to obvious rule, as to find that weakest point and direct the attack right there. You will readily see that the main thing to be accomplished is to elude the vigilance of the conscious mind. There are many ways of doing this. The thing to do is to find out the best way. If one way does not work, try another. If you keep at it you will win eventually. Faint heart never won fair lady. It can be done if it is gone about properly. Never take no for an answer. Pursue the same plan in business that you would if you were courting the girl you loved. In the latter case, a no or two, or a dozen for that matter, would not count. Pursue the same tactics in your business, and you will win the day. Fortune is feminine, you know, and possesses all of the characteristics of the sex. When you must have something, demand. Do not ask. When you ask, you empower the person you are asking to say no. He who has a firm will, says Goethe, molds the world to himself. People do not lack strength, says Victor Hugo, they lack will. When the mind is properly strengthened by the impulse of the will, it becomes a more powerful transmitter of thought because it has more force. The ability to concentrate is strength of mind. You concentrate at the moment when you say, I want to, I can, I will, I must. Proper concentration is a state of mental quiet where there is peace of mind. Where there is harmony between the conscious and subconscious mind. The concentration is partly conscious and partly subconscious. There is a balance between tension and relaxation. Concentration is sustained focus. You can concentrate better when your psychic energy is freed up for the task at hand. That means your mind is fresh for the task because you have resolved other things that needs to be settled. Sustainable focus for work follows a rhythm of relaxed focus and concentrated focus. Work in waves between total concentration and total relaxation, cycling many times per day. Consistency of intention is the key to increasing power in anything. When you focus on something consistently over time, the more intense it gets and the more powerful it becomes in affecting reality. Being consciously attentive and holding your mind to one thing at a time. The concentration is a quieting of the mind and shutting out every other distracting useless mental activity so that there is full power directed. Silence and still all other unnecessary thought vibrations in your mind and attenuate the one you are focusing on. You should also be able to drop the thing you are doing and focus on the next thing immediately. Being unattached gives you the ability to drop whatever it is you are focusing upon at the moment and focus on something new. It makes you able to switch your concentration from one thing to another. It keeps your consciousness in flow and not fixed at any spot, so it can be free and spontaneous in experiencing unfoldment. A child instinctively but unconsciously knows when he needs help, he must be quiet and concentrate. How can you get anything by merely wanting it? Through concentration you can get anything you want. Every desire can be gratified. But whether it is, will depend upon you concentrating to have that desire fulfilled. Power to him who power exerts.